Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first of 3 reflections as we approach Holy Week. Today I would like to reflect around the necessity of the cross. And as mentioned in my introduction yesterday, we'll be using the material from daily reflections through the Bible, through the year, written by John Stott. Where I quote John's views, I will make this known. John begins by using the reading from Mark 8:31 to 33, which I will now use using the version of NIV, and it's about Jesus predicting his own death. He then began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests, and the teachers of the law, and that he would be rejected, and that he must be killed, and after 3 days rise again. He spoke plainly about this, and Peter took him to one side and began to rebuke him. But when Jesus turned and looked at his disciples, he rebuked Peter. "Get behind me, Satan," he said. "You do not have in mind the concerns of God, but merely human concerns." Would we dare to rebuke Jesus? That is the first thing that came to my mind. Like Peter did. He actually took Jesus to one side to emphasize the rebuke even more. What makes it more remarkable is that Peter, at Jesus' invitation, of when he said, "Who do you say that I am?" Peter had just declared, "You are the Messiah." It never really registered with me. This was a serious confrontation with Jesus. Had Peter misunderstood what Jesus was saying about his imminent death and its necessity? Peter had listened aghast at what Jesus had been explaining in our reading and exploded, "Never, Lord, this shall never happen to you." John states that Peter would be aware of the figure, the Son of Man, in Daniel's chapter 7, where this Son of Man was given authority, glory, and sovereign power so that all nations would worship him. How could Jesus say he was the Son of Man and would suffer? Surely it's a contradiction in terms. So Peter dared to rebuke Jesus, and Jesus now rebuked Peter by saying, "Get behind me, Satan." This was the same Peter who had received divine revelation and had now become an object of satanic deception. Again quoting from John Stott's book, he goes on to say, "Still today the voice of Peter sometimes drowns the voice of Christ. For like Peter, many people still deny the necessity of the cross. The cross is still a stumbling block to human pride. And it is because of this that many find it difficult to accept that God's salvation through Jesus is free. It's called grace. Some people may know this as God's riches or redemption at Christ's expense. This is why the cross is the central symbol of the Christian faith, and we must never forget or belittle the importance and necessity of the cross in leading us all back to God. Well, I hope you found this interesting, helpful, and given you something to reflect upon. Please post any comments that you may have, because it will widen the reflection on such an important issue. So as I like to end all my little talks, God bless you all, keep safe, and I'll see you this Wednesday.